And welcome to another Lady Boss Boomer Fit and Sexy show. So this is Sherial coming to you live from the studio here in Las Vegas. We're over here streaming on our other channel. We're all over this social media. So we so appreciate you being here live. And so I'd like to share with you the sponsor of our show today is Slim Roast, Italian Slim Roast. And I'm having a cup of it right now. Delicious Slim Roast coffee. I love it black. And what does this coffee do? It actually curbs your appetite, lowers your blood sugar levels, and melts away the fat in inches. Yes, that's right. So fit and sexy it is. Thank you so much for joining us. And in the studio today, I have with me a very special guest, Rena Winters. Welcome, Rena.
Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for being here on this hot, hot day. And so I understand that you are an author and you've written several books.
Yes, I have. I started out writing in LA years ago. I wrote for television shows, and the first book I wrote was Smurfs, the inside story of the little blue characters, because I worked for them for several years. So I did kind of an expose about what went on behind the scenes in animation. And the second book that I wrote was In Lieu of Therapy, which is an inspirational book. Motivational and inspirational type book. I laughingly said it kept me sane during my LA years, and I'd go home at night and write a story, and eventually I put them all together in lieu of therapy. But the book that I'm most excited about is my new book, which just came out on Amazon. It's called Holy Cause, Target America, and it's about terrorism. You know, terrorism is here. You know it, I know it. We need to be prepared for it. Unfortunately, America is kind of sleeping in terms of that. We're seeing what's going on in London and in European countries, but we got to wake up and be aware of what's going on here. It's a fiction book. It's about two very strong women, one a terrorist and one a businesswoman, and their worlds collide, and it's quite interesting what happens throughout the story.
Wow.
But it points out how terrorism is coming here, and we should not be deceived. What prompted me to first write the book was I started hearing about teenage girls leaving the United States, going to various Arab countries, and wanting to get involved with the movement of ISIS and Al-Qaeda and the different things that are going on over there. And it scared me to death because I don't think these young teenage American girls realize what they're getting into.
They couldn't.
No, it's a totally different world. There's nothing good about it for women. And having been a professional woman all my life, I know that they're just, in a sense, committing suicide. They're eliminating their lives. And it's scary how this is happening. And also we have a lot of college women today that are marrying young Muslim men that they meet in the various colleges in Canada and in the US and in Australia also. And their lives take a radical turn. It's very, very different than being raised in America. And so I wanted to write this book and kind of point out to people that they really need to think about what they're doing and what they commit to, and understand where they're going.
So what was it that caused you to write that book? Had you had some personal experiences?
No, not actually. I just kept reading these stories about how many young women were trying to leave the U.S. to go to some of these other countries, and I thought they don't know what they're getting into. They really have no consciousness of what life's like over there. I've been very blessed. I've had ability to travel a lot, and I've seen a lot of the world. And I'm American through and through. Yeah. I think we have the best world right here.
Well, we do. We have a great world right here, but it has its problems.
Of course.
Or you wouldn't even be writing the book.
Of course.
Right. And so now you are a speaker as well.
I do some public speaking when invited to different places. And I also wanted to take just a moment and tell you I have co-authored a second book with Robert Cauley, and it's called The Man with Evil Eyes. It's the beginning first book in a classic crime series. It's true crime cases, most of them set in the 50s and 60s era.
Excellent.
And
Wow.
so it's just come out also on Amazon, so I'm kind of excited about that too.
So now how can people get these books? You said Amazon.
They're on Amazon in Kindle and ebook format currently. They will eventually go to paperback, but right now they're ebook format. But that's pretty much what's happening around the world.
Yes, it is. And so when they go to paperback, well, they'll be available.
They'll be available
well.
everywhere throughout.
And you'll probably have them available on social media.
I'll have them available. They can contact me,
Yes.
and I can give you my email. You know, they can contact me. I'm at winters.rena@yahoo.com.
Perfect.
And the books will be available traditionally with a traditional publisher.
So now how long have you been writing?
Pretty much since I was 25, which
Really?
is quite a while.
So what started your writing? 'Cause
Well,
does it-
actually, I didn't start out to be a writer. As a young girl, I was very blessed and skinny, and I started out modeling. I'm not skinny anymore. I started out modeling, and modeling took me from San Francisco to New York to Europe. And I spent 3 years in Europe, all over modeling in most of the major cities.
Wow, that's where you traveled lots.
Yeah. When I came home, I wanted to go to LA, and I thought I was pretty hot stuff. I was going to LA, and I was going to work in the movie industry. Well, I never heard so many no's in all my life. I made audition after audition. I studied, I took lessons, and everybody kept saying no. Finally, one day, a gentleman sat me down, and he said, "You're a really nice girl, but we're not going to hire you." And being smart, I said, "Why? Because I'm a nice girl?" He said, "No." He said, "Because you're too tall." I said, "Oh, what do you mean?" He said, "I don't have any male stars on my lot that I can play you opposite because you're so tall."
Oh, my goodness.
And it kind of sunk in. I thought, gee, maybe this is why I'm hearing rejection all the time. So another friend said to me, "Look, you want to be in the industry, you have a great education, why don't you work behind the scenes?" So I took a job as an intern gopher with one of the studios, which means you're on call to get coffee and anything else they need for the day. But I had a chance to observe what went on in production, and I learned everything I could. And I noticed that the writers they had a pretty good job. You know, they came in, they made good money, and they didn't seem to work as hard as some of the other people. So I thought, maybe I could be a writer. And one day, the head writer of the show I was on was yelling and screaming. One of his sublings didn't present a scene that he needed. And so I spoke up. I said, "I'll write the scene. I'll bring it to you in the morning." I said, "If you don't like it, you can throw it in the trash." Well, he took it. And a day or two later, I noticed they used my scene.
Wow.
3 weeks later, I got a call from personnel, and I thought, oh, I'm getting fired. And instead, they said, "We're transferring you to the writer's pool." And that's how I became a writer.
Oh, that's a very interesting story.
And from then on, I kept working on a multitude of productions, and I wrote different major shows, Sinatra in Paradise. I wrote Jerry Vale's World, Peter Marshall.
So you're really a very famous writer.
No.
Well, it sounds like it to me.
No, I've just been working at it a long time.
That is wonderful.
So-
Well, congratulations.
And
That's a big accomplishment.
Thank you. Here in Las Vegas, I work now totally as an author, writing all the time. And I do work for the Now Report, the new online Vegas news
Give the
show.
Now Report a little plug.
Yeah, I do
Yes.
2 columns a week for them.
They do their show right here as well.
Yeah, with Steve Shore. So I'm very happy to be doing that.
Yes.
And I write books and keep busy.
Well, that is awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show today. And we'll have to get you back in another time and see how these books go. Now, your email, you want to say that again before
Sure, it's winters.rena@yahoo.com.
And I'll post it under the video once once the show's over. It'll be posted there, so you'll be able to contact Renee personally.
Thank you.
And so we thank you so much for coming on live. And again, a big thank you to our sponsors, Slim Roast, Italian Slim Roast. It's an amazing dark roast coffee that just does all kinds of health things for you. And so if you would like to try, if you'd like a sample of this mailed out to you, because we know you're around the world, so we can mail you a sample out just by PMing me right under this video, and we will send you out a beautiful sample of Slim Roast. And so, thank you, Renee.
Oh,
Is there
thank you.
anything else you would like to
I
add?
was just going to say, for the local people here in Las Vegas, I teach creative writing at the College of Southern Nevada. I'll be going back in the fall in September, starting creative writing courses. So they might want to look me up that way.
Awesome. That's fabulous. Well, thank you so much, and we'll call it a wrap. This is Sherial coming to you live from Las Vegas, Lady Boss Boomer Club. Go find us on Facebook, Lady Boss Boomer Club. Join the Lady Boss Boomer Club. You'll find lots more information, lots of tips and ideas there for you. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you,
Thanks, Renee.
Sherial, for getting in touch with me.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate it. Thank you.